We now turn to a police-involved shooting death in Columbus, Ohio. 23-year-old Casey Goodson was shot and killed by a deputy last Friday, but the details surrounding the shooting remain unclear. The day of the incident, the deputy was working as a member of the U.S. Marshals Task Force, which was out searching for violent offenders. At some point, the deputy encountered Goodson and shots were fired. The deputy claims Goodson had a gun, but Casey Goodson's family says that he was returning from a dentist appointment and had a Subway sandwich in his hand. Joining us now is Casey's mother, Tamala Payne, who is represented by both Sean Walton and his co-counsel, Sarah Gelsomino of Friedman and Gilbert. Tamala and Sean, thank you so much for being here. First off, Tamala, I know that saying we're sorry just falls so short, but please know that you are certainly in our thoughts. Can you just start off by giving us an understanding of how you learned of your son's death and how you were told that it happened?
Yes, I was at work and my 5-year-old called me crying and screaming, "Mommy, Casey just got shot. The police just shot Casey, Mommy. He's on the floor dead, Mommy. Hurry up, come here, get me, Mommy. Hurry up and get here." So I was made aware by my 5-year-old.
And your 5-year-old was a witness to it, right? Because it sounds like reports were that Casey had put his keys in the door, right? And so the door was almost open and he ended up falling inside. Is that right?
Correct. That is correct.
Now, Sean, local law enforcement has said that the killing was justified. The FBI has just announced that they're now joining the investigation. Where do things stand with the investigation? And what are the circumstances surrounding whether or not Casey had a gun?
You know, so first and foremost, I think it's important to point out that on Friday, on the date of the shooting, that the marshal, the U.S. Marshal, said that this shooting was justified. He said that on the day of the shooting, no investigation had taken place at that point. And so it's important to note that it seems that the marshal did not care what the investigation, uncovered. And so from that point, this investigation has always had a tainted aspect to it. And so beyond that, their initial statement said that Casey was riding by in a car and that he flashed or that he waved a gun. And so that just simply was not true. And beyond that, what the family knows is that Casey, that morning that he went to the dentist, he had a dentist appointment and that, he just played out a normal day. From that point, Casey went to Subway and headed home. And he parked in front of his house. He walked across his neighbor's yard and across his yard to his side door. And at some point, Casey had the screen door open, had his keys in the door, and Deputy Jason Meade fired shots at Casey. And Casey fell into the house where he lay in his kitchen in a pool of blood next to his Subway sandwiches. So, to say that that's justified and to say that, to tell us that Casey was shot at some point after he exited his vehicle leaves out a lot of key details. And it raises questions about why you would say that's justified and leave it at that.
And Tamala, at one point, investigators claimed that there were no civilian eyewitnesses, but again, Casey was close to home and you had family members inside. They've also said that there was no body camera footage. At this point, do you have any indication of what you feel happened, and what would you like to see happen now in your pursuit for justice?
What I believe in my heart happened is that my son was murdered in cold blood for being a black man. That's what I truly believe in my heart, because he didn't do nothing else. What I want is justice. If it was any one of us, a normal civilian, me, my son, my brother, any one of us, we would be in jail on murder charges right now. And because he was a quote unquote officer, because I choose not to call him that, because he took an oath to serve and protect. And clearly that's not what he does, because this is not his first altercation in a deadly shooting. Therefore, I want justice for my son. It's time we get justice in these cases. My son was murdered in cold blood And that man deserves to be in jail. He deserves to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. He deserves to be fired. He deserves his badge to be taken. And then the deputy sheriff's office and whoever else is involved need to take proper steps in ensuring that their deputies are trained properly and not to kill.
And Tamala, if you would just kind of give us a sense of who your son was.
My son, as I've stated 1,000 times, was an amazing little boy. And he was still a little boy to me because he's always going to be my baby. As y'all know, I had Casey when I was 16 years old. We grew up together. So he was more than a son. He was like a little brother. He was, you know what I'm saying? We were tight, you know what I mean? And he always had my back. He always had his siblings' back. I could call on him for anything at any time.
What's getting you through this time?
Prayer. God. The love and support. Just knowing that Jason Meade took his voice. He no longer has one. Therefore, I am his voice. And I know that I have to be his voice. So no matter what I feel, I have to stand up for my son. Because if I don't, no one else will. But I am destroyed, of course.
Of course. Sean, Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown has said that Casey is another young black man who should be alive today, and has said that he joins both Casey's family and the NAACP in calling for a full investigation. Have you spoken to the senator, and what are the next steps at this point?
So we have not spoken with Senator Brown, but we look forward to doing so. What I can tell you is that, he's correct. Too often in this country, our black skin is weaponized. And so Casey did everything right in his life. Casey got his commercial driver's license. Casey had a permit to carry a concealed weapon. Casey loved his family. Casey was hardworking. Casey followed the law. Casey always taught his family about gun safety and about properly using guns. And so with that in mind, it is frustrating that as black people, we don't have the same rights as others in this country. Casey enjoyed exercising his right to carry a gun, and we're not sure what happened that day, but no allegations of wrongdoing have been made. Casey was a law-abiding citizen. And so, we stand with Senator Brown and saying that, this is unfortunately another black life lost, but it has to stop. And so as far as where things stand, at this point, the deputy, Jason Meade, has not made any statements regarding what he did. And so the family is demanding an immediate answer as to what happened that caused the deputy to choose to take Casey's life.
Tamala,
that day he made a choice.
Thank you, Sean, for your time. Tamala, once again, our hearts go out to you. We so appreciate you talking with us and giving us a sense of who Casey was. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.